Officer, I want to turn myself in. Last night when I was doing laundry, I accidentally left $1,000 in my jeans. I know laundering money is illegal. If I confess now, can I get a lighter sentence?
Money laundering is not money laundering.
So, no.
You might think money laundering is someone else's problem, far removed from your life. Here's a rough estimate from the UN. Every year, around 2% to 5% of the world's GDP gets laundered. That's trillions of dollars quietly getting a new outfit behind the scenes. Where does all this money come from? Drugs, scams, illegal gambling, corruption, smuggling. Normally, it's just a pile of dirty cash no one dares to touch. But once it's laundered, it suddenly becomes powerful. It buys mansions, bankrolls companies, even influences elections. And that's the truly terrifying truth. So, do you know where the term money laundering actually comes from? It's a pretty interesting story. Back in the day, most crooks ended up with suitcases full of cash. The classic move? Open a cash-only business. Restaurants, laundromats, corner stores, small casinos, anything where piles of bills are normal. Take a laundromat that actually makes $10,000 a day. The boss quietly mixes in $5,000 of dirty cash and reports $15,000 total. No regulator is going to stand there counting customers or checking every single receipt. Boom, just like that, the dirty $5,000 turns into legit revenue. That's why, in the 1920s, some mob bosses literally ran laundromats to clean their money. Double meaning, washing clothes and washing cash. That's exactly how the term money laundering was born and stuck forever. Later, the cash piles got bigger and the rules got tighter. One little shop wasn't enough anymore, so they leveled up. They started swapping the money into assets that are way harder to trace. Think about it. When normal people get rich, what do they buy first? Exactly. That's the trick. Art, real estate, gold, luxury watches, whatever. Take art. How much is a painting really worth? Could be 10 grand. Could be 100 million. Who's gonna argue? Auction houses keep buyers and sellers super private, and cash is still welcome in a lot of places. Dirty money buys the painting cheap through one front, then another company they own buys it back for 10 times the price. Both sides look clean. One made a killing investing in art, the other sold a masterpiece. Real estate is the absolute favorite endgame worldwide. Buy the property with dirty cash, sell it later, and suddenly it's just proceeds from my house sale. Totally legit. Gold, diamonds, luxury bags, gift cards, even NFTs. Same playbook, different toy. As long as you can flip it for more later, the dirty money magically turns into investment profit. In modern money laundering, one word always shows up: shell companies. You've seen it in movies. Guys register a company in some random country, but it never actually does anything there. That's a shell, registered somewhere. Zero real business, just bank accounts to move and hold money. Big networks set up dozens of these shells across tax havens. Each company opens multiple accounts. Then the money ping-pongs between them, labeled as overseas investment, dividends, loan repayments. For regulators, tracing it back means jumping countries, laws, and hoping everyone cooperates. Most cases end with funds moved through multiple jurisdictions and shell companies, final destination unclear. Trade-based trick, over-invoice or under-invoice. Buy something cheap, invoice it as expensive extra dirty cash leaves legally. Or buy expensive, invoice cheap, sell locally, and pocket the difference as clean profit. When both companies are yours, the price is whatever you say it is. Textbooks always say money laundering has 3 stages. Placement, sneak the cash into the financial system. Layering, bounce it around, swap assets, make the trail a nightmare. Integration, bring it back out looking 100% legit. Sounds like something you'd read in a regulator's PowerPoint, right? Way easier to remember the 2 real goals we keep hammering. Wipe the fingerprints so no one can trace it back. Give the money a believable backstory, like it's just normal income. Next time you see a laundering bust in the news, just ask 2 questions. How did they hide the tracks? What lie sounded so legit that everyone bought it? In theory, every country knows how serious money laundering is. There's a whole global system to fight it, things like KYC, know your customer. But in practice, it's messy. Bank managers are judged on how much money they bring in, so if they ask too many questions, the client walks. Tax havens rely on privacy to attract capital, yet are expected to cooperate with global AML rules, which puts them in a very awkward position. And new tech keeps creating new tricks. By the time regulators catch up, criminals have already moved on to the next play. That's exactly why you see banks sweating over a $500 suspicious transfer, while billion-dollar laundering schemes run for years untouched, until someone finally slips up on one tiny detail. Back to that joke at the start. Forget a $1,000 bill in your jeans and throw it in the wash. Worst case, you're just pissed off. You're not going to prison. Real money laundering isn't funny. It keeps the bigger monsters alive. Turns scam cash, drug money, illegal gambling profits into spendable wealth, and lets power and assets that should never exist grow quietly in the dark. That's why we make these videos, not to teach the playbook, but so the next time someone dangles insane returns, ridiculous discounts, or weird money flows in front of you, your alarm bells go off. Not every pile of cash is worth touching. Some of those deals have an entire laundering pipeline standing behind them. We learn this stuff so we can stay far away from it, the real game worth playing, making money the right way, and keeping it safe. That's it. See you next time.